Welcome to the new episode of Tech Insiders. A couple of days before the official presentation, almost all the information about the future flagships Xiaomi 14 and Xiaomi 14 Pro appeared on the web. So let's take a look at it. Just yesterday, the results of testing the younger version of the Xiaomi 14 smartphone with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor appeared in the Geekbench 6 benchmark database. Judging by them, this smartphone will be more powerful than the iPhone 15 Pro, which until recently was considered the most productive smartphone on the market. Xiaomi 14, based on Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 with 16GB of RAM, scored 2,207 points in single-core mode and scored 7,494 points in the multi-core test. If we compare it with the iPhone 15 Pro based on the A17 Pro chip, then Apple's smartphone still leads in single-core performance, where it scores 2,846 points, but is inferior to the Chinese smartphone in the multi-core test, gaining 7,024 points. Interestingly, the previous flagship Xiaomi 13 on Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 in Geekbench 6 gives about 1,400 and 5,250 points in single-core and multi-core modes, respectively. Thus, the new model is almost 60% and 40% faster in different testing modes, which is considered a very impressive result for one generation. It is also worth noting that the novelty worked under the Hyper OS firmware, the new operating system from Xiaomi, which will replace MIUI. Next, let's move on to the appearance of the device. 2 days before the release, the company showed the appearance of Xiaomi 14 from all sides on advertising renderings. In addition, the images show the thickness of the smartphone's frames and other elements of its design. According to official information, the basic version of Xiaomi 14 will be equipped with a 6-point 136-inch display. The thickness of the side and upper frames will be 1.61 mm, and the lower frame will be 1.71 mm thick. For comparison, the iPhone 15 Pro has frames of the same thickness on all sides and are 1.75 mm. In a regular iPhone 15, they are even larger and amount to 2.25 mm. According to Xiaomi CEO Lei Jun, to achieve such a thin frame, the company's engineers hid an infrared sensor in the camera unit on the backside. The speaker hole was replaced with a hidden micro slot, and the upper microphone was hidden in the speaker area. The renderings show that the device will receive a square block of cameras with 3 image sensors, Leica optics, a front camera in a round cutout, a case with flat edges and a glass back panel, which has so far been shown only in white color design. The company also shared details about the cameras of the new flagships and the first examples of pictures taken with their help. Judging by the promotional materials, the rear modules of both smartphones will receive the same capabilities. Thanks to the collaboration with Leica, they will include a Summilux lens with an f1.6 aperture, which will allow capturing more light. In addition, it is equipped with an ALD multi-layer coating with an ultra-low reflectivity of 0.15%. The sensor configuration will include a large main sensor with a matrix of 1 by 1.31 inches and a wide dynamic range. It is also stated that the power consumption of the module is reduced by 42%, which should have a positive effect on the battery life of the device. In addition, the rear camera of each version of Xiaomi 14 will include a telephoto lens with a 3.2x zoom with an aperture value in the range from f1.6 to f2.2 and an equivalent focal length from 14 to 75 mm. The presentation of new products is scheduled for October 26th.